Holy shit. Okay, we got one. We got one.
It's the morning of...
I should probably... I don't know how to do an intro, but shit, this is gonna be my second video on the page, hopefully. So make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, whatever. Fuck with your boy. Engage with that shit, bro. And just, you know, enjoy it. Do some shit in the background.
Of August 20th, 2000.
This video right here. Ape Honcho, a teen laughs after battery pedophile to death. L Reader, after battering pedophile to death. Hold on, bro. Give me 1 second. Shit, we got to get the freestyle, nigga. Yo. Hold on, let me get in that mode. Yeah, I'm in my mode. Yeah, I'm in that mode. Yeah, I'm in that mode. Yeah, okay. I said, I'm in my mode. Niggas stay in your lane. I'm on here for the change. What? I'm trash. Let me reset video, nigga. We're gonna have to do that every reaction, bro. We're gonna have to get rid of. Alright, bro. Sorry for that trash ass freestyle, bro. It's late. It's almost 3 a.m. Teen laughs after battering pedophile to death. Let's get into it, yeah. Let's get into it, bro. Trash ass freestyle, bro.
24. And at HMP Fossway, the world's most high-tech prison, located in Leicester, England, inmate 21-year-old Thierry Robinson has just exited his cell after being let out for the...
Nigga, this is their prison? The reaction just started, bro. This is their prison, bro? UK is soft, bro.
2024. And
look at this nigga. He let this nigga beat his ass? Are we bugging? This nigga right here? I mean, I know he's a pedophile, but this nigga is like, he's like 140 pounds max. In the UK? I'm not saying the UK soft. They got the British SAS, them the coldest niggas ever. But this nigga right here?
And at HMP Fossway, the world's most high-tech prison, located in Leicester, England, inmate
high-tech prison.
21-year-old Thierry Robinson has just exited...
High-tech, but a nigga can just exit and go beat on another nigga. A nigga that's 140 pounds. He ain't fucking bust the door open, bro. He's not strong enough for that shit.
...to his cell after being let out for the day. He's captured here on CCTV with a huge grin on his face, heading over to his neighbour, 18-year-old Ashiri Smith. After waiting for him momentarily, the pair walked down the block.
Bro, I mean, I'm not saying I could take two niggas, no Diddy, but come on, bro.
18-year-old Ashiri Smith.
Come on, bro.
After waiting for him momentarily...
Nigga, they look at the drip they got in prison, bro. They're comfortable here. What? This can't be.
Really, the pair
this nigga has outside clothes on right now.
Walk down the block and head over to the other side to a cell belonging to convicted paedophile Mahir Mohammed. When they re-emerge, there's no sign of Mahir. Now, one might take a look at this and think there's nothing wrong. However, ladies and gentlemen, something serious just went down in Mahir's cell. And if you hadn't guessed it by now, Thierry Robinson and Ashiri Smith had just murdered a paedophile. If you're wondering why HMP Fossway looks more like a hotel than a prison, well, that's because it's classified as Cat C. Prisons in the United Kingdom are ranked in categories, A being the most secure, home to some of the country's most dangerous people, all the way through to Category D, which is essentially a big home that prisoners have to live in, instead of going to their actual residence. Okay. In a Cat D prison, some of the inmates are allowed to leave to go to work or study, and then return. If they prove that they can do that over a period, they're even allowed...
So it's like a parole house. Cap D is like a parole house. They just, you know, you just need a little supervision.
To spend multiple days out of the prison and stay overnight at an approved address, say with a girlfriend, for example. HMP Fossway isn't quite that. Again, it's a Cat C resettlement prison. In other words, it's a highly secured facility that's designed to prepare inmates for reintegration into society without leaving. It offers certain amenities such as access to a gym facility, five-a-side football pitches, a music studio, computers within the cell, and even offers educational work.
Bro, imagine like your family, you got someone who got hurt by a prisoner and this nigga's he's basically at camp, bro. Look at this shit. Look at this. This is better than my setup right now, bro. You telling me this nigga in this prison has this right here? Are you kidding me?
Football pitches, a music studio, computers within the
on day taxpayer dollars, bro.
cell, and even offers educational workshops in various
This is why Trump put a tariff on them niggas, bro. Give them niggas 200%, bro. Fuck that
sectors. So yeah, that's why some of you may think it looks like a hotel.
prison.
I mean, to be fair, you wouldn't be by yourself in thinking that way, because when it first opened back in 2023, the prison made headlines for exactly that. Online critics compared it to a luxury hotel. They said, at the bare minimum, it was better than student accommodation. Over the past couple of years, HMP Fossway has gone viral for both positive and negative reasons. On the one hand, you had YouTuber Mr. Who's the Boss dub it the world's highest tech prison, while on the other hand, you had inmates within the prison filming TikTok videos complaining that sex offenders were being put on certain wings where they'd be able to see women and children who were visiting the facility.
This is HMP Fossway. We're on E block at the minute, and we're looking over to F block and the car park. Now, the jail wants to put the nonsense on E and F wing, so when people's visitors and children come to visit people, they can see the car park and they'll be stood at the windows doing nasty things to the people's visitors. We want to protest about this.
I see. Yeah, that
and
is.
the visits go straight in where you can see now. It's not good because, like I say, this E and F block look over the car park, and we don't want them. Our kids, it's not fair. They should not get this block and where they can see public human people coming in.
They're gonna be going.
It's outrageous. It needs a petition that it wants moving down to. They can have A and B block. And people's families that come into the jail, we need to get them to petition as well.
But the bigger question is, this nigga recording this is in jail right now. He has so much freedom that niggas can start petitions and shit. What kind of jail is this where niggas have rights? Vine boom. If a nigga's in jail, bro, like, take this nigga's rights away. Like, what are we talking about? Nigga, you're in jail, bro. This nigga starting petitions and pleading for change, nigga? Fuck. Listen, like that African nigga said, corruption is bad unless I'm in it. Okay, so unless I'm in the jail, I'm outside the jail. Unless I'm in the jail, this shit should not be allowed, bro. Treat them niggas poorly. Mind boom. But if I'm in the jail, shit, nigga. Like that shit. You know what I mean? But I'm not in jail right now. Facts. I don't plan on going to jail anytime soon. Them niggas should not be having this type of freedom. Take their rights away.
Protest against them because they can't be on the outside fence looking at all the kids and the people coming in. It's not fair. And we're on E block, HMP Fossway, Nonce Palace. It's the Pedo Palace of England, and they want it to make it so they can see us kids from the fence. It's not happening. Please watch this video and please protest against it. Put a petition against it. He's not.
Again, take this nigga's rights away, bro. Take this nigga's rights away.
Monsters cannot come to the fence.
But when I'm in that jail, if I were to be in that jail, come on, bro. Let that shit slide, motherfucker. Corruption is bad unless I am doing the corruption type shit. That is the coldest quote ever. This nigga said corruption is bad unless I am a part of it. What? But for real, though, take this nigga's rights away, bro. I don't want to see this shit again.
One of the sex offenders who was mixed in with the inmates was 31-year-old Mahir Mohammed. His image bizarrely hasn't been published, and there's only a small section in the news as to why he even ended up in HMP Fossway to begin with. Mr. Mohammed had been jailed for an online conversation with a girl whom he thought was in her early teens. The girl was a decoy set up to snare pedophiles. The vigilante group behind the snare reported him to the police, and he ended up being jailed at HMP Fossway. For that conviction, he was handed a 35-week prison sentence and was due to be released on August 21st,
Damn,
2024.
he was only in there
So yeah,
35
Mahir
weeks.
had been caught by an online sting group and had landed himself in jail. We don't know what his time was like in the jail for the most part, but according to a report, his life had been made a literal living hell in the few weeks leading up to his release. This would have been around the time he crossed paths with his killers, Ashiri and Thierry. Those two, by the way, are infamous in their own right.
Is that an AI photo of the nigga?
Yes, this story takes a whole other turn when we come to find out that one of them is a relatively famous and successful UK drill rapper, and the other made national headlines for being extremely brazen with a firearm. Thierry, known by his
Okay. I'm gonna guess. I want to say the Dreadhead's the drill rapper, but I feel like it's the nigga to my left. I think also your left. The nigga without the dress. I think he's the drill rapper. And this nigga on the right seems like he's the nigga doing brazen shit, but I'm not gonna say these niggas are soft, but you know what I mean? Just cause I'm in the US and they're in the UK, but come on.
alias Trolls
Run your pockets, mate.
has been making music for some years. His videos have racked up millions of views. However, he wasn't just a rapper, he was also a drug dealer. And that's how he ended up in HMP Fossway for 5.5 years. It was the circumstances surrounding Ashiri's arrest back in late 2023 that made news outlets from across the country pick up on his story. He had videoed himself dancing with a loaded gun. For that, he was jailed for 3.5 years in April of 2024.
Damn. Obviously, they have guns in the UK.
HMP Fossway was where he was going to call home while serving his sentence.
But why, like, we already know he's not really like that because he's making a video of himself holding a gun and posting it, bro. What? Mind boom. Like, you're definitely, that's like, I mean, anyone can crash out, but there's like niggas who are really like that, and then there's niggas who are just stupid and crash out. And he's just one of them, bro. Posted the gun is highly illegal in the UK. Posted the gun and him dancing. Stupid. Oh, I was right, bro. It was a nigga without the hair. That's the drill rapper. Am I right?
Appears to be a Walther self-loading pistol made in Germany. Appears to be a 9mm with a 19-round capacity.
Once Mahir had crossed paths
I
with
need to get my gun license soon, bro. Facts.
the pair, they subjected him to weeks of verbal taunts and physical attacks due to the nature of his offending. On August 19th, 2024, just 2 days before he was due to be released, Ashiri had visited Mahir's cell on 12 different occasions. While there, he verbally insulted him and physically assaulted him. Towards the end of the day, Mahir threw a kettle filled with boiling water through the gap of his cell door, which hit both Ashiri and Thierry. It was a revenge attack. This had been the first time he retaliated. Given the fact he was due to be released on the 21st, he probably thought he'd have been alright for a day. However, according to a report, as the hours went on, he asked to be moved to a different part of the prison as he feared for his life. Reality set in. That move wasn't granted, and well, you know what went down the following morning.
But how did you... Like, you didn't fight back? Isn't there 2 niggas in that cell? Look at these niggas, bro. The first nigga was definitely... Alright, I'll give him like 145. Second nigga can't be 160 at most, like...
At around 7:45 AM on August 20th, 2024, Mahir Mohammed had been found unresponsive in his cell by a female prison officer. He had been repeatedly punched, kicked, and stamped over the...
Nigga, you ain't lock your doors?
course of around 37 seconds. Thierry and Ashiri couldn't appear weak after the kettle attack. It marked Mahir for death. His prediction was correct. He would officially be pronounced dead by paramedics around an hour after the attack. His eventual cause of death was a bleed to the brain. The investigation was swift, the pair were banged to rights, and eventually they were charged with murder. They surprisingly denied the charges that were placed against them and went on trial in the spring of 2025.
Bro, why even do all that? I know that nigga's a sex offender, but like, you just threw your life away for a nigga who ain't shit. That's not gonna change anything, bro. There's still gonna be more sex offenders. You know what I mean? You could have been free, bro. You better be end up sweet.
In the end, Ashiri was found guilty of murder and was sentenced to life imprisonment with the minimum term of 17.5 years, whilst Thierry Robinson was found not guilty of murder but was found guilty of manslaughter and received an 11-year prison sentence. So, some of you may be sitting there asking yourself, how did a convicted paedophile end up on the same wing as normal inmates? And well, simply put, HMP Fossway, like many other prisons in the United Kingdom, are throwing all inmates in together because we have a prison overcrowding crisis. No, like, literally, within 19 months of HMP Fossway being built, it was 98% full. Both the Conservative...
prison is a good business in the UK. It's a really good business in the UK. Wow, prison, like, I know in the US, like, that's why they be, back in the day, there was jailing niggas, and now it's just like a cycle, because it was good business, it was good money. I didn't know it was like that in the UK, bro. 98% full, just like that. Wow, bro.
And Labour governments have tried to get a grip of the situation, but nothing's really worked. Yes, more prisons are being built, but that takes years, and with a prison population on the rise, it means they just can't keep up. They've got other measures in place as well, like releasing some inmates early. That includes violent sex offenders, by the way, but to no surprise, some people just can't be fixed, and they end up back in jail a short while later. We've all seen the headline.
They gotta change that, bro.
Recently. This further...
Man freed early in UK prison on the same day, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. The UK, bro. But like, America's crazy too, bro. It's way worse, to be honest.
Adds to the problem. Regarding sex offenders, Justice Secretary Shabana Mahmood announced that the government plans to introduce chemical castration in 20 prisons across England and Wales.
What does that mean? It makes you like... What does that do? Just makes you not hard ever again? That's tragic. There's a chemical for that? Imagine they're releasing that into communities, like, that sounds horrible. That sounds like a weapon they would use on, like, black communities and shit. Just throw that shit in the air. Now them niggas can't have babies no more.
To help potentially alleviate this problem, according to reports, inmates within these 20 prisons will be asked first to volunteer. It will be a pathway to release. If all goes well and successful, they then plan to roll it out as a mandatory sentence to again help reduce the prison population. So, how does the British government take control of this situation then? If you have any suggestions, I'd like to know what you guys think in the comments section below, because every time I see them offer a solution, another problem always seems to emerge. For example, chemical castration is one thing, but what's
a human rights issue for sure?
The solution for other violent offenders, because we can't let them out of jail early. That's actually what's going on at the moment. But again,
pay the America, send them to America, bro. I feel like Americans would take prisoners for money for sure. We would take it for money easily. We would do that shit easily.
Let me know what you guys think. How would you tackle this problem if you was in the government?
Just send that shit to America. We'll take that shit. We probably do have an overcrowding issue, but I don't think... it's like... I feel like they don't care. That shit's bread. That shit is money, bro. And they're just gonna design, like, there should be, like, general jails and prisons and shit, where it's just, like, you know, just as much bodies in one spot as possible. Beds. Simple shit. Okay. Shit, well, that was that video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Comment down below what your thoughts on that shit. If the UK solved, let me know. 10 Americans versus 50 UKians, whatever they fucking call them, bro. I'm going 10 Americans every time, bro. 50 Americans, nah, that's too easy. Let's do like 40 Americans versus 100 people from UK. But like unstable Americans though. And whatever, send the UK's best. Not the SAS, no trained people, obviously. Let's see.